What's up, you guys? Angelo at Mad Details here. Today we're working on a 2003 Honda Pilot in desperate need of a detail. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay guys, before we get into the video, please take a second out and hit that notification bell and hit that subscribe button for more videos like this in the future. So here I'm just going to take my full strength degreaser and soak the wheels, tires, and wheel wells and use a variety of brushes to get that tire and wheel completely clean. So here I'm just going to take my acid-based wheel cleaner and spray down this rim. I'm also going to be using a variety of different brushes to get this wheel clean. Here I'm just taking my soft bristle brush, going around the face of the wheel, and I'm going to use my lug nut brush to get into tighter corners and deeper cracks and crevices. So one thing that really gets to my nerves when I see these detailers use really diluted degreasers like 5:1, 10:1 on a filthy tire, and then they'll go over it like 3 times and it still doesn't come out clean. That just really gets to my nerves. If you're going to clean a really filthy tire, use a straight product, don't get cheap. Now when it comes to painted surfaces, you do want to use a diluted degreaser. Like these door jambs here, I'm just spraying down with my chemical sprayer. I'm going to be power washing them off, being super careful on where I aim the power washer so I don't get any overspray on the interior. So since this is a light colored vehicle, you can't really see all the moss and dirt buildup on the paint, but there was actually a lot accumulating. So here I'm just going to go around it with a 5:1 degreaser, and I'm just going to soak all the body with my chemical sprayer and then go over it with the pressure washer before even touching this paint. Now it's time for one of my favorite parts of the wash, and that's soaking the car down in a heavy, thick layer of foam. So here I'm just going to take my detail brush and go around all those smaller areas that I know my washman is definitely going to miss. So here I'm going to be using the 2-bucket wash method, and in between every panel I am actually going to flip my mitt around to the other side to make sure there's no extra dirt dragging around to the next panel. So to start off the interior detail, we're just going to grab all the trash and garbage out of this car and toss it all away, and then get all the personal items and set them aside. So when I pulled up the chair, I actually found one single flip-flop in here, which I thought was really funny. So here I'm going to pull out all the floor mats and get it ready for a vacuum. So here I'm just going to go around the whole car with a nice thorough vacuum. So unless you're pulling the seats out of a vehicle, you want to make sure and get underneath the seats. And how I do that is I get compressed air. I'll blow in between underneath the seats. You can see here everything looks all clean until I start blowing under with some compressed air. Pull the seat tracks back and forth, and you can see all the junk from under that chair that just blew onto the carpet. So if I weren't to do that, you would have had all this junk underneath the seat. One thing that really annoys me and gives me anxiety and makes my OCD kick in is when I see people not using compressed air. Like, if you don't have compressed air to go under a chair, you could use the back of your vacuum and just blow under it. Anything will work. I mean, anything is better than nothing. If you're not pulling the chairs out, I mean, look here. I just vacuumed this whole carpet and look what kind of stuff came out from underneath the seats. So since the driver's foot wheel had a lot of deep embedded dirt, I'm just going to take my drill brush and get some of that deep embedded dirt out of the fibers. Then here I'm going to be dry extracting with my Tornador. Now this is actually compressed air hooked to my vacuum, and what this does, it extracts a lot of deep embedded dirt, sand, dust, tiny rocks, and just kind of breaks up some of those matted down fibers and helps make the extraction process a lot easier. Here I'm just going to take a few microfiber towels and cover up the gauge cluster so I don't get any products stuck behind that glass. So to start this interior detail, to clean all these panels, we're going to be using some 5-to-1 all-purpose cleaner along with a stiff bristle brush, and I'm also going to be using my detail brush and also my compressed air. So now to start the extraction process here, I'm going to be using my sprayer with a carpet solution diluted 10:1. I'm just going to soak it all down and agitate it with my drill brush to get all that deep embedded dirt up to the surface and get it all extracted. So as you guys can see here, I do like to use a lot of pressure while extracting, and what that does, it actually decompresses the foam and pulls out any deep embedded stain. Especially when you're using a lot of water, you want to really press down on that foam, get it decompressed so you don't have any kind of ugly staining coming up after it's dried. So one thing I like to do after heavy saturating something is just take a clean microfiber towel, just kind of wipe across it a few times and kind of blot it just to make sure no heavy staining comes up later and get any extra moisture. So in the actual extractor itself, I'm only going to be using plain hot water, and that's to make sure I rinse out all the leftover carpet solution out of those fibers. So after going over this driver foot well with way too many passes to show you guys, I did end up getting it to a point where while being extracted there was no more dirt coming up, but it is actually discolored, so nothing I can do with that. So as you guys can probably see in the corners there is some dirt left over that I couldn't get with the extractor handle, but I did take care of later. I got my drill brush, sprayed some solution in there, and got in there by hand with a microfiber towel and got it looking nice and clean. So if you guys liked the video so far, please go ahead and leave a big thumbs up, and also if you want to see more videos like this in the future, hit that subscribe button and hit that little notification bell. That way next time I post, you guys will be first to see it. Some of the darker, heavier stains, I went ahead and broke out the McCulloch steamer and went over it a few times just to kind of get that stain pulled to the surface, get it ready to get extracted. on to this nasty driver floor mat. So I can't even remember how many passes I actually gave this floor mat. And I got it to a point where there was no more dirt coming up, but it was just so heavily stained that there was nothing I could do to make it look good. I've literally tried everything. I probably went over this thing over 10 times with the same process you guys just seen earlier. And just, I mean, I got it looking better, but I couldn't get it 100%. So So for all these floor mats, I went ahead and took my Tornador and gave it a quick vacuum. This does a great job, guys, of really pulling out that deep embedded dirt that you just can't get with a regular vacuum or even a drill brush. I highly recommend this tool. I will put a link in the description. I'm not sponsored or nothing like that. It's just a great tool. It's like 130, 140 bucks, and it's definitely worth it if you're going to be doing professional detailing. Highly recommend that tool. So to correct some of the defects that was installed by the compound, we're going to be using some M205 along with a Meguiar's black foam finishing disc to finish off this buff. And as for the headlights, I'm going to be using some M205 to correct some of the defects put in by the compound. So to keep the shine on these headlights, we're going to be using some Ardex Clear Coat Sealant with Teflon. This does a great job of keeping shine for a really long time. I actually have this on my truck, and I've done it about 8 months ago, and they're still nice and shiny. As for the exterior trim, I'm going to be using some Stoner Trim Shine. So for the interior, I'm also going to be using Stoner Trim Shine. Now, this stuff goes on really shiny, but after it's wiped away, it dries a nice satin finish. So here I'm just going to take a couple of microfiber towels and get all the excess product wiped away to leave it with a nice dry to touch finish. So for the tires, I'm going to be using some Griot's Garage Black Shine. And since this is an aerosol dressing, I'm going to go ahead and take a microfiber towel and wipe any overspray off the rim. So here I got a couple of edgeless microfiber towels along with some Meguiar's Ultimate Quick Wax. I'm going to go around the whole body with this just to make sure and get any leftover overspray from the trim shine we used earlier, any leftover compound or polish we did earlier in the detail. So also add a layer of protection and keep this paint nice and shiny. Now to finish up the detail, I'm just going to go around all the glass with a couple of microfiber towels and some glass cleaner. Make sure and get this glass all nice and streak free. So in the next clip, you guys will see some before and afters and all the final results. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave it a big thumbs up, and also if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. That way next time I upload, you guys will be first to see it. So we're just about approaching the end of the video here, and I will catch you guys in the next one.